looks like we might have overstated the numbers a little bit. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I'm going to stop pushing that button, and I have to push this button over here. Messed it up. All right. Morning, folks. I'm JJ. That's Deacon. We meet here Monday through Friday to get some sunlight and talk about the news of the day, drink some coffee, zip up my wife's dress, all at the same time. That's multi-talented. That's
right. It's just a phone call on the internet.
It's just a.
That was one of our very first comments over 350 shows ago. Was you guys really should just be a phone call. What was it? What did he say?
Well, it is a phone call. This is a phone call. He said. He literally said, "You guys, this should have just been a phone call." I busted my light. There we go.
Yes. There we go.
All right. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
I hope yesterday was wonderful for everyone. I don't really have anything special happening. I'm looking forward. Yesterday was new comic book day, but I didn't make it to the shop, so I'm going to go to the shop today. There's a couple things I want to get, including Nightclub 2, which is the sequel series to the Nightclub, which is pretty fun. So the second series of Nightclub is coming out. So I'm looking forward to that. What are you looking forward to, Deacon?
Nothing comic book wise.
Anything. Looking forward to anything. The next season of Acolyte, perhaps.
Probably. I got to do something yesterday that I had been trying to plan with a couple of radio buddies of mine, and we went and visited an old radio friend of ours that his health is declining. He's older. He's in a nursing home now. So we traveled and saw him and got to spend some time with him last night. He was a legendary DJ when we were kids. He was one of the legendary DJs in our area when we were kids. And we got a chance to work with him for many years after we got into radio, and it was just he had gotten sick, so we'd been planning to go see it, but all three of us were busy all the time. You know how it is. I got this, I got this, and I got this. So we just finally were like, let's just stop everything we're doing and go see him. So we did, and it was good. I'm glad we did it. Yeah,
that is really good. You know, those are the kinds of times and memories that you will appreciate, but you don't always appreciate in the moment. But if you don't do it, you will regret.
I have too many regrets like that I didn't do. Too many people that have passed on that I'm like, damn it, I was gonna go do this. I was gonna do this. I was gonna do this, and you never did. So, yeah, there you go.
All right, so can I ask you a question? We'll get to that. I want to ask you about flies. Do you got flies out where, like, do you have a fly problem out in, you kind of in a rural area, like sort of?
Flies, horse flies.
Yeah, just flies. Like, they come in the house and they're annoying, and you get a fly.
All kinds. We have all kinds of different flies out here. Currently, we're coming out of the horse fly season here in Western Kentucky for about 3 weeks to a month. Horse flies are everywhere, and they're big, and they will bite you, and it hurts. And they suck. If you've never gotten bitten by a horse fly, man, you were like, ow! You know exactly. It will let you know.
I have never been bit by a horse fly.
Yeah.
So we had this happen in our house where flies would come in, and I had to get the fly swatter and swat them or whatever. And the reason why I bring that up is that we had a pest guy out at our house yesterday, and because we've had some sort of a strange smell in our house. It smelled like fish downstairs, but we haven't cooked fish. And I was like, oh my God, is there a dead animal in the wall? It's something. And this pest guy comes by and he's like, well, I'm surprised, because if there was a dead animal, I would think you'd see a lot of flies. And my wife was like, well, we have flies every once in a while. Like a fly comes through, like one comes through the house, and we get a fly swatter. He's like, no. Like, I'm talking flies. I'm talking like hundreds. Imagine a horror movie of flies. That's what you should see. And my wife was like, oh, well, I know why. Well, seeing that now the punchline's good. All right. No, stop. Deacon walked away. He does this right when I'm going to do a punchline.
Bobby settled
Oh my God. I know. Okay. Just wait. He's got to come back before I finish the story.
I gave all my money
to me.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Morning, folks. Let me know. You guys got fly problems at your place? Where are you all at? Oh, I had to stop a story. Deacon had somebody walk into his office, and so he has to stop and go talk to them.
Like right now?
Yeah, that's what's happening. So
Then let me come off the
no, I am. This is a great setup. What I have done is an amazing setup to this story. We'll get back to it as soon as he comes back. Oh man, I closed. Oh, he told me Shift Control T, and that would unclose it. I can't believe it. Oh, did it again. I did it again. All right, we'll go back to the fly story. I promise you, it's worth hanging in there for. Let's do some news while we wait for. Oh, there's Deke. Okay, Deke's back.
Okay, I'm
All
sorry.
right.
Was a customer.
No, it's okay. Totally important and fine and right. It's just that I had just done the setup. All right. So I'm going to rewind this a little bit. All right. So we have the pest guy come in and he's like, "Oh, if it was a dead end."
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you would see some flies.
Horde of flies.
Right.
My wife says, "Well, there's a reason why you don't see a horde of flies because look behind this painting hanging over the kitchen. There's a bag hanging down, and we have a fly trap back there. Maybe it's maybe that's why you don't see all the flies. Maybe check that." And he looked at it and he said, "Ma'am, that is the reason why it smells like fish in your house. Those are for outdoors only." So, and then my daughter says, "Mom, Dad, you guys can both read." And I can't read, but you guys can both read, but neither of you read the directions that said that those were for outdoors only.
Who was that, Jill?
No, that was Lily.
Oh,
that
Lily, that's hilarious.
So, do not hang those things in your house.
The outdoor ones indoors. Yeah, they're outdoors for a reason.
Yeah. All right.
Well, at least you don't have something. Let me tell you, as a longtime radio station employee for many decades now, if you've ever smelled a dead mouse, if you've ever smelled a decomposing mouse, that is a very identifiable smell. There is not any other kind of smell in the world that smells like a dead mouse, a decomposing mouse. And it's a nasty, foul one that you just can't get rid of. And usually in a radio station, there's so many wires going through ceilings and stuff like that. That mouse could be anywhere. So you really can't go in and try to look for it. You've just got to let it decompose in the ceiling somewhere.
I mean, the smell was so bad in my house. We were like, just find out where it is, and we will take a hammer and a saw, and we're going to start cutting walls out to get this thing out of our house. My Lily was like, "Are we just going to move? We're going to have to sell the house and move." Like, no, we're not doing that. All right. Let's go. Let's do the news. Let's do our cover story that, like, oh my God, we're all surprised and shocked by this. Oops. The government slightly overestimated jobs gains by 818,000 jobs over the last year. So the federal government has a Bureau of Labor and something like that, and they routinely release jobs reports. Jobs reports are kind of a metric to let you know that our economy is growing or shrinking. If our economy is growing, then we expect to have more jobs on average. And if our economy is shrinking, we expect to have fewer jobs on average. And if we have a government, we should expect them to lie to us, which is what they did. They said, "We're doing a great job. We're making jobs." And then this report comes out. And we lied about how good we're doing so that you will vote for Democrats. The U.S. economy added 818,000 fewer jobs than the government had previously estimated from the spring of 2023 to the spring of 2024. signaling that the labor market was not as strong and began to soften earlier than previously thought, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Employment growth from April 2023 to 2024 amounted to roughly 2.1 million jobs, a substantial downgrade from the originally reported 2.9. So this 818,000 jobs, very nearly 30% overstated. 30% overstated. If you guys went to the grocery store and at the grocery store you rang up your groceries and the price was accidentally 30% more than you thought it should be, you'd be like, whoa, why is it 30% extra? Well, that's just what happened with this report. And they're just trying to get by. So these weaker jobs numbers bolster the case for the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates in September, and they're talking about cutting rates. So we got to stimulate the economy, and somehow taxing it to death and lying about how good we're doing isn't doing the trick.
I don't like.
What do you guys think? Hey, there's Brian. What's up, Brian? Brian, we need to talk. When are we going to do our game, Brian? When are you
website?
Brian is one of those jobs. That's Breitbart. You don't like Breitbart?
I don't care about that website, but I can't understand a word you're saying. It's driving me nuts.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it really that bad?
Rumble is not as smooth of transitioning with me and you and putting up all these websites that's got ads and stuff. I mean, the other one didn't like it, but this one hates it even more. And me and Dave, I think that's the problem that we have is with this new Rumble Blumble.
Yeah.
Rumble Bumble.
What? I don't know what to do because I don't want to spend $200 for an equally bad program.
No, we're not. We just got to deal with it. And just some of them websites, man, we've just got to kind of power through it, I guess.
Let's see. We got science news. Donald Trump had something to say about the jobs report, but whatever. We'll get over it. I saw this morning. Secret Service agents have been placed on leave following the Trump assassination attempt. It's not my fault. Oh, you know what? It actually might be my fault. Hang on. Let me. It could be my fan is not blowing hard enough. You know what? I noticed that it was. Yeah.
You've got your microphone now. Something has happened to it, and it's making me.
That's my wife. My wife is doing that.
What?
She's blowing her hairdryer in the next room. Wow.
Oh, that's not your microphone. Oh, okay. No. Well, as long as it's not a persistent thing, that's not a big deal. I was like, oh no, JJ's microphone is messed up.
Here we go. All right. So what I just did, I don't know why this happened, but in my system has a fan thing. And I normally kick it up all the way up as fast as it can go so it doesn't get hot. Well, it was running on performance mode. Save the economy.
Yeah. Okay.
Show over.
That might help.
It's going to get better. Yeah. All right.
I had one that came through this morning that Ashley sent me that was very interesting. After we talk about this one.
Sure. Several Secret Service agents have been placed on leave after attempted assassination of Donald Trump at Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th, according to a new report from Real Clear Politics. The outlet reported that 3 sources say several members of the USS Pittsburgh field team have been placed on leave following the shooting. As these agents are placed on leave, others have taken their place to fill the job. Administrative leave occurs when a government employee leaves their position on a temporary basis for an investigation or other concern. Kimberly Cheadle resigned following the shooting in the Butler rally after everybody in the freaking planet told her to because she was a terrible, terrible director and shouldn't have had that job. So she was like, I'm not resigning. And then everybody in Congress was like, you really should resign. You did a bad job. So she finally resigned. Although crooks missed the fatal shot against Donald Trump, striking the GOP's nominee's ear. An audience members were hit with
Right,
Corey
we know what
Cooper's ear
happened.
fatally being wounded.
They're just recapping to make the story.
I heard that I read a story yesterday that it was not, in fact, the Secret Service agent, secret sniper on top of the roof that stopped Crooks. It was a local cop in Pittsburgh who was up closer on, like, maybe on the roof or whatever, shot Crooks. And as he shot Crooks, he basically stopped him from doing something. He damaged the barrel. He damaged the barrel of the weapon so that it was no longer firing correctly. That one shot, poof. Did you know that?
Dude, I wear like 17 aluminum tinfoil hats just for the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. I got like 17 of them just for that one. So I don't even want to get into it.
Can you count the number of Trump shooters on your hand? on one hand, can you count the number of Trump shooters that you think there were?
Maybe. Maybe.
All right. Do another story. Do something else.
Do you know that in Chicago, there's all kinds of people are rioting the DNC. Like one side of the left and the other side of the left are fighting each other at the DNC. It's not a bunch of Republicans and conservatives.
It's not the Republicans rioting.
No, it's left fighting each other.
Wait, what about those far right extremists in the Ku Klux Klan teaming up? Are they rioting against the DNC?
No, they're at work. Because hamburger is $6.50 a pound. A pound of ground beef is $5.98. A pound of ground beef is $5.98 here in Kentucky, and that is ludicrous. So the DNC is going on in Chicago. I couldn't have thought of a more perfect place other than San Francisco to have the DNC. So I'm going to give you a quick highlight here, JJ, of the top 10 moments of day 3. These are the top 10 embarrassing moments of the DNC day 3. Let's start with when Oprah Winfrey says childless cat lady, and the savage guys at CNN just cut to a random lady.
We just try to do the best we can to save them. And if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady.
And cut.
Wait, is she talking about? Oh, whoa. Oh, man. Oh, ma'am, you're going to get 15 minutes of fame.
Wow.
Ma'am, that 15 minutes of fame is going to be embarrassing.
Wow. That freaking studio manager, he deserves somebody to buy him a beer. That was a good one.
Hold on. I have a question. Does Oprah Winfrey own cats?
Dude, Oprah Winfrey owns lions. What are you talking about?
Good point. Touche.
How about when Tim Walz says with a straight face that leaders don't spend all day insulting people and blaming others. Leaders do the work. That's odd. Trump hasn't been in office for 3.5 years, and Democrats still blame him for everything.
Leaders don't spend all day insulting people and blaming others. Leaders do the work.
He's not insulting you. He's explaining what you've done wrong. And this is a good one, JJ. Number 8, Mike Lindell in disguise without his mustache trolls.
Oh my God. Mike. Mike, you are
actually inside the building. I have a question. How does it feel to support a convicted felon? Hey, look at this, guys. See how they attack here? Look at they're attacking me on the war room. A proven sexual abuser, convicted felon.
Harry Sisson, have you gotten your vasectomy yet? I think that's what the audience wants to know.
Did you get your vasectomy? Were you aborted? Did your mom get your I prayed for you that your mom did.
Mike Lindell is hilarious. That's amazing.
All right. Number 7 is the completely oblivious DNC crowd cheers as Bill Clinton brags about being younger than Trump. Biden was 81, just their guy 4 weeks ago.
2 days ago, I turned 78, the oldest man in my family.
He looks like he's 98.
Yeah. Feeble.
And the only personal vanity I want to assert is I'm still younger than Donald Trump.
And Joe Biden. And so what?
Last night,
Yeah. So what? Number 6, CNN panelist openly questions how Bill Clinton can make these kind of stages when the American people know a lot of other things about him. So, I mean, this was just like a 1-minute clip when they're dogging Bill Clinton. Here you go. We'll go to number 5.
I saw this one. This is sad.
The DNC chose the wrong person to deliver this line here, folks.
Yeah.
As the saying goes, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So Gen Z, as the saying goes, if you're not at the table, you're on the
Can you
menu.
put your chicken wing down
So Gen
and
Z,
deliver this message for us? Yo.
This is a
Diversity.
longer, like a 3-minute long video, but Chris Cuomo, I can never say his name right.
Cuomo. Put an invisible W in there. Cuomo.
He calls out the hypocrisy there. He's basically talking about how the suites up in the top are, $500,000 for these suites, starting at $500,000, and they're filled up with the same people that they're preaching to the, peanut gallery.
Yeah,
that they're going to regulate. It's the same. It's the oligarchy up at the top. You see them up there? Yeah. This is what
Hold on, pause.
Shakespeare
Just
called
pause
the
a
peanut
second
gallery.
here. We have to chastise Brian. Bill Clinton is a former president of the United States. I don't know why it's not showing. We cannot just say that Bill Clinton is chugging adrenochrome. That is not,
dude.
That
I agree with Brian. There's a whole thing where they're going through and they're like, look what's happened to these celebrities. Look at all of what these celebrities look like, and they all look terrible. And they're all saying, "Oh, well, they're on this diet, or they're on this diet." I don't know. All right, let's move on.
Yeah,
let's moving on. You'll like this one. This one's good.
What's that guy? Scroll it up a little bit. Oh, okay. Yeah, bigginate it.
When you hear that, do you potentially think that this new numbers could be a liability for this campaign?
No, when I hear that, first of all, I don't believe it because I've never heard Donald Trump say anything truthful.
It is, though, from the Bureau of Labor.
I'm not familiar with that.
So what she's talking about is this is the Biden-Harris Commerce Secretary, and she kind of goes into full denial mode there when what's her name here says that, well, nearly 1 million jobs on the administration created don't actually exist, like you said. And she goes into full, I'm not familiar with that. I don't believe anything that Donald Trump says. I don't believe anything that Donald Trump says. Well, the Labor Department said that. Oh, well, I'm not familiar with that.
You're the Commerce Secretary. The Commerce Secretary is not familiar with the Bureau of Labor and Statistics.
All right, so here you go. Let me see if I can get to where she actually says this. So they're talking about the men of the Democratic Party here.
There are none. Democratic Party is a feminine party. It's a girls' party.
just wait. Hang on. Come on, Fred. Hang on. Let me reload the damn page and go down to the number 2 again.
Elon, you really got to work on the video feature of X because the buffering is.
So in trying to put forward male figures, Tim Walz being one of them, Doug Emhoff last night, who can speak to men out there who might not be the sort of testosterone-laden, gun-toting kind of guy who wants to listen to Hulk Hogan and the kind of players that
Sissy
came
men.
out of the RNC.
She's saying sissy men. She's saying sissy
we call them. Yeah, soy. Oh crap! I completely stopped sharing the damn page.
Yeah,
soy
whoops.
boys. Yeah,
Soys.
whoops. Yeah.
Silly boys.
So that was pretty funny. All right, here's the number one.
Oh.
Let me
Hey,
pause
he's
it.
got a hat. He's got a nice hat. Respect. Let's see. I bet he earned it.
Resurfaced video reveals the Texas sheriff who just endorsed Kamala at the DNC. All right, he just endorsed her last night at the DNC, and then the top will show you a video of him a couple of years ago. All right, here we go.
Now, Kamala, on the other hand, has been fighting border crime for years.
Really?
She's gone down to Mexico.
She has.
And worked to stop the traffickers. And when the traffickers didn't stop, she put them in jail.
Crime, maybe.
Tell us about what you are asking for. What are your needs?
Well, right now, thank you for having me. First off, right now, what I'm asking for is for the president or a member of his administration that can make decisions to come down and talk to not just me, but at least 12 other Texas sheriffs from major counties in the state of Texas that are dealing with this issue firsthand. So I'd like to see somebody from Washington come down here, get boots on the ground, get eyes on the issue at hand, and then talk to us, a bipartisan group of Texas sheriffs that are really taking a common sense approach because we have to.
Yeah. So he's in Bexar County, and I might be wrong, but I think I read yesterday that that particular sheriff is from 150 miles away from the border. I'm going to double check that, though. I'm going to check that right now. Bexar County.
I wish we had.
Oh my God! Stop! Wait, he's from that clip, Bexar County. Allow me to share with you, Bexar County, sir. No, that's the wrong button. This button here. Here we go. This is Bexar County, San Antonio. San Antonio. Look, Houston is here. Houston. This is Harris County. I am like 40 minutes from the coast. This dude talking about Kamala. The border is down here. And nobody crosses here. This is the desert, right? They come through right down here.
That's the first major city. That's the closest.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Bexar County, San Antonio. That's where we have the Alamo. All right,
dude.
Sorry to interrupt. You had one more. I'm about to close their show.
I just found something. We're gonna get in trouble if I play this. Yeah, because Brian's watching and he'll laugh.
Brian, we know when you're gonna play D&D.
Silly Jedi.
Bro, that's not right.
I'm sorry. I'm going to be judged for that.
Oh, that was rough.
I got one more video that I would like to play you from the DNC.
Sure.
It's a little long. It's about 2.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
But I think you're greatly going to enjoy it.
Okay.
All right. Is that it?
Go.
Do you have that up, or is that my screen?
I think that's your screen. Hold on, wait. Yeah, that's not me. That's you. That's you.
It wasn't doing the same thing on my screen. It was playing and it wasn't. Here we go.
Oh, no sound.
I want to play this video for you, and I just want you. Well, let's just listen along. I'm going to turn down my microphone. I just want you to listen to this gentleman here. Have you seen this yet, JJ?
I have not.
Oh my God, this is gold. This is more precious than gold. So here we go. Sit back.
What brought you out here today? No, listen. My name is Noah Shorts. I use he, they pronouns. I'm just really excited that we have the first Black woman that could be the president of the United States. And my wife, right? We're in a polyamorous relationship. The lover that my wife took is African American, and I've learned so much about the struggle that people of color go through as a result of
That's Alex
No,
Stein.
you read that correctly. I'm going to keep going.
No, he's joking. He's joking. He's making fun. He does this. He goes to.
Who does this? Is it this guy?
I think that's Alex Stein. It's a bad angle, so it's hard to say, but I think that's Alex Stein.
It would make a lot more sense if this were a farce.
So I'm excited to really do my part to show solidarity for my marginalized communities. And like the best way to do that is to get the first woman of color to be the commander-in-chief. And I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped.
It makes a lot more sense with the hat and everything. Yeah.
Joe Biden was the nominee. I mean, listen, like I would vote for a corpse over voting for Donald Trump because he's a disgusting fascist, white supremacist pig. But now, like, you know, we get to really make history. We have
that's
you know, like I said, we have the first woman of color to be president of the United States.
That's not Alex Stein, but he's doing an Alex Stein bit.
Of diversity, equity,
You ever seen Alex Stein Prime 99?
Kamala,
No.
There's nothing embodies those values more than Democrats.
I mean, this guy is the fact that Whitney Houston and Neil Diamond was playing in the background was like, oh my God, that's
my name is
the
Noah
greatest.
Source. I use he, they pronouns. Like, I'm just really excited that we have like the first black.
And that's to BBC News. So
Yeah, no, that's exactly an Alex Stein bit. Like that's not I don't think that's Alex Stein, but that's an Alex Stein bit. He goes to city council meetings dressed up as all kinds of different things and basically just uses his public speaking time to do that kind of a bit. That's pretty funny. But that was fake. That was fake.
Well, I kind of almost thought it was. I didn't go down and look at the rest of his crap here, but it was after he got through that little the part that
Yes,
he
it's
got
this
through.
guy Alex Stringer, I guess. I don't know, but that's a bit. He's doing a bit. Okay, we got some news here. I want to cover some serious news for a minute, sir.
Wow, my stuff is so much better.
Okay, well, I got this story here. A man committed. I'd say very, very committed. Faked his own death by hacking into the death registry in order to avoid paying child support. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison. A Kentucky man was sentenced to 6 years in prison for faking his own death. Jesse Kipf hacked the Hawaii death registry in 2023 using a physician's credentials and entered his own death. He received an 81-month sentence, and he's got to serve 85% of it over time. So this guy was like, I don't want to pay child support. I'll just be dead instead. But I don't want to be dead, so I'll just sign the papers that say I'm dead. Guys, don't do that.
Scumbag.
Yeah.
You're not giving your ex a bunch of money. You're providing for your child when you're not there.
I can't undo the share. I guess I have to turn it off. It's weird. Yeah. You're buying your kids pants and shoes.
Right.
All right. And if your ex-wife that you left your kids with does something else with that money, tough shit. That's tough shit. Sorry.
So I was trying to read the comments here.
Eastern Kentucky, per chance, was a former coal miner that was taught computer skills by the government. Oh, he learned to code. And then he hacked the death registry. That's terrible. We got an update on the stranded astronauts. Stranded astronauts. You know, we've had so many movies about astronauts stuck in space and to rescue them, like Apollo 13, and a bunch of movies like this. You know, like, oh, they're cut off from resources. Well, we actually have a real life stranded astronaut situation. And according to Breitbart News, NASA faces a major dilemma because it's working to bring home those two astronauts. Apparently, the Boeing spacesuits that they have and are wearing are not compatible with the SpaceX ship that can easily fly up and go get them. So Boeing not only messed up the spaceship that's stuck to the space station, they messed up the space suits.
They had their spacesuits made by Apple, and so that way no other outside parts will work with it. You only have to have an Apple spaceship to go up and get them because your spacesuits are made by Apple.
Yeah. You can go home, but your zipper is backwards. Sorry.
Got 70 different shuttles that can come up and get you, but they're not compatible with Apple.
Yeah. Elon Musk can send up like a dozen rockets and they can fly circles around the space station and be like, we're here to take you home. You got your Uber SpaceX ready to go. You just have to wear, you know, a normal spacesuit instead of what's that? Oh, Boeing? We're not even sure that parts of your spacesuit won't fall off while you're wearing them, sir. You can't wear that on this ship.
I think Boeing made their spacesuit from stuff from Radio Shack. So,
well, just swing on by and pick up some more capacitors. In 1998 when they were still open. All right. The other story I have is really bad. I'm not gonna do that one. That one's a bummer. All right. Are we what? We do have this
person?
No, we'll do that one. The other one was a bummer, a real bummer. Okay. Let's do this one. Yeah, world's oldest person. At 116 years old, a Japanese woman, Tomika Ituka, I hope I said your name right. I really tried. Aged 116, is said to be recognized as the world's oldest person by Guinness World Records.
Yes, the former world's oldest person was a woman in Italy named Maria Biasi or something like that. And she was 117. She just passed away the other day.
Yeah, that is. I mean, on one hand, like, oh wow, I'm the world's oldest person, and on the other hand, like, I don't know
the lady that just died, the 117-year-old lady that just died, was born in like 1903. And she was born in San Francisco, but moved to Italy when she was young with her parents, and they moved back to Italy. But she was born in San Francisco, and she says she can recall going across the Atlantic Ocean during World War I. Isn't that crazy? As a radio person for 30 years, doing morning shows for about 26 years, I'm always have come across this story. When the world's oldest person dies, I'll come across this story. It's an easy topic that you can talk about and make a bit from and have a whole break talking about the world's oldest person. And normally they ask, you know, what's the secret to longevity? Or they'll tell a little bit about the world's oldest person. I remember it was just a few years ago when the last man born in 1800s, the last person born in the 1800s died, because the next person was like January 1st, 1900. He was the last known person that was alive in the 1800s. So this story comes around a lot. I just read it on the air and talked about this yesterday.
I'm sure. This seems like a normal radio type thing.
Yeah. This is an easy when that story comes in. I remember some specific ones. There was one year they had asked this guy, you know, he was in his 110s or whatever, you know, he was up there. And they had asked him years before, after he had turned over 100, they were like, what's the secret to longevity? And he said, well, for the past 70 years, I've ate fatback bacon and drank a shot of whiskey every single morning for breakfast. And they were like, what? And he was like, when I was in my 60s, my doctor told me, if you don't stop doing that, you're going to die. If you don't start eating fruits and vegetables, you're going to die. And he said, that doctor's been dead for 40 years. So that dude ate fatback bacon and drank a shot of whiskey for like 80 years of his life. And he lived to be like 16 years old.
All right. I think that's all the news. You got anything else?
There's the town in Italy. Damn. There's a town in Italy where all of the people live extraordinarily long. And it's a real interesting little documentary on this town. And all of these people eat fresh foods and they eat stuff from, you know, they have zero crap that we have over here in the United States. It's a real
Right.
interesting documentary. It's a little town in Italy, and like the average age is like 90 something or something. Or these people, their average age of death or whatever. I don't have any cool stories today, man.
Mm-mm.
I just had the
Mm-mm.
one funny thing.
There's not really any pop culture stuff happening that's very fun or interesting. I guess the thing that they're trying to jam down our throats is like Robert Downey Jr. is back as Doctor Doom. I keep seeing stories about that. And I'm like, I'm not interested.
I'm telling you, the only thing that's going to make sense right now of him being Doctor Doom is the storyline where in the alternate universe, Tony Stark or Doctor Doom became the Iron Menace. He never called himself the Iron Man or Iron Doom or whatever, or he called himself the Iron Menace. And that's the only one that makes sense, is if they're somehow going to make an alternate version of Tony Stark become Doctor Doom.
So,
not actually have him Victor Von Doom, or have him Victor Von Doom, and he wasn't. So
the Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom is going to be the same one from the Fantastic Four movie. So at the end of the Fantastic Four movie, they're going to see that Doctor Doom. So it's going to be, and that Fantastic Four is from some alternate timeline that they're going to jump over to ours or something like that. So the theories that I've heard so far are that perhaps Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom was actually Tony Stark, but the Starks died, and the Latveria Dooms adopted him, so he's grown up as Victor Von Doom. And the other story that I've heard is that there is a comic book story where Doctor Doom transfers his mind into Tony Stark's body and vice versa. So it's actually Doctor Doom's mind, but he had switched their bodies for some reason. There's an old story like that. Maybe, I don't know. But like, it's not even like, I like Robert Downey Jr. I like Iron Man. In fact, Iron Man 2008 is basically a perfect movie. I don't really care about this. I don't want to see it. I don't really want to see it. I don't know what to do about that.
I'm
same. However, I would watch Blade 4. Was Blade good in the Deadpool movie? Like, was he good?
I mean, he didn't have a huge part, and he had some classic lines that they point out, but I mean, he was in a fight scene, so it was like great lines, but
I haven't seen the movie yet, but I have seen a group shot, and Blade was in the group shot. And when I saw Blade in the group shot, I was like, how tall is Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, I don't think he's very tall.
I was like, is Blade little? I didn't. Oh no.
They do make a joke. He makes a joke. Deadpool makes a fourth wall joke about Blade 2, that movie, and Blade. And if you didn't, I had to look at Deacon, and I went, my son, I was like, Ryan Reynolds was in Blade 2. And he was like, oh, I said, that's where that joke come from.
Is it Blade 2 or Blade 3?
Blade 2 or Blade 3, whichever
one of those.
But he makes a fourth wall joke as Deadpool about that movie. Oh gosh, he never was, or something. It was just a little throwaway line, but it was good.
Blade 2 was directed by Guillermo del Toro, and it had the vampires that their faces like
opened up.
Predator thing.
I didn't know it was directed by him, but that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah. All right, are we ready for jokes?
Sure.
Ryan, if you're still hanging out, we need to know when we can play the D&D, sir. So we need to know your schedule.
Yeah, we need to know his schedule.
And Deke, I need to know what I need to have ready whenever we do the episode 0. Like, do I need to have picture ready, or like, am I supposed to know anything?
We'll talk about it.
I know nothing.
I know.
Maybe we'll hang out after. And we'll try the Roll20 thing again. We
can try.
Okay. All right. Where are average things manufactured? Dave says. Brian says, let's talk. Where are average things manufactured? Do you have any idea where average things are
Is this
manufactured?
Dave's joke? I don't know where
It
average
probably
things
is,
are
yeah.
manufactured.
Yeah, we don't know, Dave. Where are they manufactured, sir? He's typing.
Hurry up. Comedy is timing.
I am... It still cracks me up. I had set that fly story up. It was going to be a good delivery. You had a customer walk in. Where are average things? Oh. Oh, my God. 2. You get 2.
Tell your joke.
How do you get a country girl's attention, sir? How do you get a country girl's attention?
I don't know.
A tractor.
That's your best one in a long time. I like that one. I've never heard that one. A tractor. Dude, that's good. I'm going to say that one.
It's good.
All right. I'm going to change
Steal
my
it.
joke now since you talked about a country girl. So
all right,
I've got a buddy named Joseph, and he's a little overweight. He's been trying different diets and stuff, and he told me that he's had a lot of success on the Dolly Parton diet. My friend Joseph has. Yeah, the Dolly Parton diet. It made Jolene. I said it made Jolene. Thank you for that one. Appreciate you.
Jolene. Why didn't you could have sung it a little bit? You could have
Jolene. It's funnier if you just state it.
Thanks for hanging out, folks. And we're going to stay on for a few seconds on Rumble. Bye.
Politicians and talking heads lying left and right. You can help us bring facts into the light. Don't let your